Hey, what's up? We back again. It's me, Trey, and this is from the Cheap Seats. So in this episode, we're gonna talk about the first 2 weeks of training camp. Uh, are they really mid? Is perception meeting reality? A whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're gonna talk about it, after the intro. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Bonafide, and I'm back with the brother that's got. I'm sorry, y'all, for all the fans of Tre's Afro. He's no longer here. He's cleaned it up. He's got on crispy on it. We're here with my man Tre. Man, what's going on, Tre? How you living, baby?
Living good, man. Living good.
Hey, so we got a lot to talk about, man. First 2 weeks of training camp wrapped up. This is what we always said that training camp was coming up to, the padded practices. And honestly, bro, I don't even think we could have seen this coming. I think it was 5 straight days of padded practices for the Tennessee Titans in the Tennessee heat, and it was hot out there. And I think a lot of people's bubbles got burst, or they were brought back down to reality. We were all on what they say cloud 9 in that regards. And now we've been brought back down. But I'll preface it like this. This is a fan channel. Me and Tre are fans. Tre is probably the more analytical person on the fans. So he's gonna dig into the stats and things like that as we go on in this podcast, things like that. Yeah, I'm still bona fide. I'm still a fan. So, some of my stuff gonna be weird. Some of it's gonna be wild. Some of it I'm gonna try to, hey, I was I probably would have been Pineapple Man if I lived in Nashville while Mariota was here. So, that should give you insight to my fandom. But from all counsel purposes, like all the beat writers and everything that we were following, Buck, Easton, Zach, there's some new dude named Parker. You got to follow TD, Benny Arthur, my boy Patton. He's out there, PK. A to Z Sport, all these people are out there, and for all accounts and purposes, these last couple of practices were not good, Tre. So tell me, what's your reaction to seeing that? And now, today was an off day, tomorrow's an off day, and we're getting ready to go into the third week and then joint practice. So tell me how you feel. What's your reaction to the response that, to use Cam's words, these practices were mid?
I mean, it's to be expected, honestly. This team sucked last year. Like this team sucked last year, man. I mean, both sides of the ball. I mean, at least the defense had some nice stretches early on, but it's moving into the second half of the season, and the season got lost. Injuries happened. The defense fell off a cliff too, man. I mean, this team sucked, man. The quarterback sucked last year. Offensive line. I mean, the running game was just inconsistent. There was just not a lot of help in the receiving game outside of Calvin Ridley, and Brian Callahan was dealing with, at least trying to manage himself and got through a situation to where he could have potentially gotten himself canned after only just a year there,
right?
Simply because of how bad the team looked. I've been on record in saying a lot of the stuff last year wasn't his fault. The quarterback situation was just it really screwed him, along with the offensive line. But maybe there was considerable talk about him getting fired after a year, man.
Right.
And so expecting this team to just, with a Cam Ward, rookie quarterback, shiny rookie quarterback, younger guys at receivers, some upgrades to offensive line, it's not going to gel 100% just like that, bro. It's just not going to happen, man. And that's what training camp is for, man. That's what training camp is for, practicing against a good defense with some solid athletes and smart football players, man. So you can at least work out the kinks. We'll at least work out some of the kinks now. So as you go through the preseason, as you get to the regular season, man, maybe some of those kinks will be worked out, and his unit will look a lot cleaner, man.
Right.
Of course, they'll still have mistakes, of course, because this offense is still very, very young. But this is what camp is for, man. Offense is gonna win days, defense is gonna win days. That's just the way camp goes, man. And if you're still complaining about it, then I mean, you haven't been paying close attention at all.
At all. Yeah, and I think see, this is why me and Tre work good together. Because yes, we agree the same thing. Like I fully expected, like we didn't get Cam Ward because he fell to us at the beginning of the second round. We
Yeah.
got Cam Ward because when the NFL draft started, we were number one. so that lets you know how good we were as a team last year. Like I'm like we only won 3 games last year. So like
Mm-hmm.
for anybody to expect, and I get it, being hype about Cam and what he did was is is palpable. Yeah. Like when I saw what Cam was able to do at University of Miami, but like you only can that's human to project that he could do that here. And look, CJ Stroud and freaking Jaden Daniels didn't do us any favors. Any
Mm-hmm.
favors. To be sorry behind teams to get high quarterback picks, and those high quarterback picks come into the league and basically look like they belong. So it's like, yeah, they didn't do us any favors. So I get that. And I know Austin Stanley from A to Z Sports, he posted this like early this morning. And because I guess what happened was a lot of people were on Twitter talking about, these practices is, letting you know that the team's not ready and that, Callahan's on the hot seat. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But he said something profound, and I have something like that. It's just like he said, Titans fans are using bad training camp practices to feed the narrative on Brian Callahan being a bad coach. Have to stop. He said, quit viewing practices as games. You're missing the entire point of practice. This isn't pro Callahan take either. It's a used practice to attack your weakness take. And I think that is a perfect example. And I think Easton has said some of that too. Like, I get it. You need to temper your expectations of this football team. Like, I think I've been on record saying if we win 6 games, that is a successful season because we would have doubled the win total from the last year. So that would show progress. Anything after 6 games is like manna from heaven in that regard.
Yeah. So added bonus, man.
Yeah, just like a little icing on the cake. Bing, things like we make it to the playoffs. Somebody really likes us. We do anything in the playoffs. Oh my God, this might be the year. Let's put money on. But for right now, we just looking to try to get. Right now, we're just looking to try to get 1 win. Can we get 4 wins? Can we get 4 wins? Anything else after that is good. But I look at that example and then I look at the practices, and every time, like we've been through the Mike Vrabel years. He really didn't give us any insight of what they were trying to plan for, what they're trying to do. The beat writers had to kind of say, okay, this is what they're working on, 11 on 11 and things like that, blah, blah, blah. But Brian Callahan and his coaching staff have been very transparent about what they're doing. Like, hey, we're working on lower end red zone stuff today. We're working on being behind the sticks, 3rd down. We're working on this. Denard is coming and saying, hey, man, I'm working on every blitz. I'm throwing every blitz I can. I think Easton said on the latest MCA pod when I was listening to him, he said, I think he said Denard said that they had a period of 12 plays back to back to back. Now, this is padded now. This ain't in T-shirts and shorts where everybody looks like superhuman athletes, where they ran bluff or blitz. So they came out showing a 0 blitz every play. And whether or not Denard said blitz or not, that determines. That was a 12-play stretch. And Callahan says that most of his practices have the same amount of plays as a game. So you get like 60 to 80 plays. But that they're usually working scenarios. And they've been saying they're throwing a kitchen sink. So when I say perception versus reality, that's what I kind of feel like here. The perception of the fans and us is that, oh, man, if I get these, Cam Ward was 5 of 14 with 3 interceptions this practice. In my mind, that makes me think of a game. Like, he's 5 of 14. If Cam Ward was 5 of 14 in a game with 3 interceptions, I want Cam Ward sitting on the bench. I don't care if it's game 1, game 16, game 7 in his year 5. That's a bad stat line. But when you look at the reality of it, he was 5 of 14 with 3 interceptions in this practice scenario. 3rd and long, behind the sticks, and the defense is, your red zone. So it's only 20 yards. So you can't, it's not like you can throw a deep bomb or things like that, because outside of like one-on-ones, I haven't really seen any reports on deep bomb plays. It's usually 3rd and long, 3rd and short, 3rd and 7, red zone, lower red zone, backed up in the end zone, backed up on your own 10, 20. These scenarios that they put, and then again, it's like it's like if me and you, Trey, live together in an apartment.
Yeah.
After a while, I'm gonna know, hey, Trey, when Trey gets up in the morning, he goes here, he drinks this kind of coffee, he does this, and then he leaves the house. He always turns right out the parking lot to come back, and he usually comes back home by 6.
Mm-hmm.
You start to learn the routine. And then you was like, oh, yeah, I know McLean likes to get up. He eats Captain Crunch. He uses this bowl. He doesn't like these types of spoons. You learn that. So why do you think dudes that are not even going home right now, they're literally in the facility and then in the hotel, they know each other. The defense knows this. Like, Denard knows we're playing third and long. They're behind the sticks. So I'm going to throw every blitz, every stunt, every rotation, everything I can at Cam. And I'll get your thoughts right there. But I want to say this. I honestly think this is going to pay dividends. It doesn't look like it right now, but week 2 and week 3 and week 4, as we get into the season, we kind of figure out what the team is. Like, these scenarios are going to be different. He's going to know who he's throwing to because we won't be throwing to 17 different people. He'll be throwing to the 7 wide receivers that he knows are going to be on the roster. He's going to know he's going to have Tony Pollard back there or the offensive line, things like that. So some plays they're not even going to call in that scenario because you'll live to die another day. But because he's seen it, he will be able to recognize and say, oh, I saw that in practice. I saw that in training camp. It's a cover 2? Oh, I seen that. Oh, they're running a zero blitz. Let me look for the tendencies to see. Let me look for the tendencies that I saw from Arden Key on whether or not if he knew it was going to be a blitz versus whether or not he knew he was just going to be bluffing. Can I pick up on those tendencies on tape? Those are the things that I think are going to pay dividends in the long run.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that you mentioned, in terms of practicing against within specific scenarios against specific coverages and defenses and looks, man. I mean, because that's literally what practice is, man. There's a reason, and I know that people are just so upset they want to see Cam, dominant practice and everything, but you're not gonna come into or walk into so many favorable situations offensively throughout the year, man. You're gonna have 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, maybe just inside the 30, man. And you need to get a first down or whatever, or you need to get closer for a field goal, or maybe specific scenarios. You could be running maybe a 4 or 5 wide. You could be having a back in there, and then you go, oh, okay, I got this look, and it turns out he's in a cover 4 shell. It's turning into a cover 3. A safety buzzes. You get a fire blitz, and 2 defensive linemen back out into coverage, man. Now you don't know what the heck to do, man. So that's why I just don't understand. Like, and that's why I feel like fans, like, I know fans can be fanatic. That's the definition of a fan. The short-term version of a fan, a fanatic, man. You can be a fanatic, but you also have to, number one, be knowledgeable about the product that you're watching. 2, be mature about it and be aware of what you're saying, man. Because I'm not saying you have to pay $100 or something to watch Game Pass, man. I'm not saying that, because a lot of people got lives, they busy, I get it. But at least before you open your mouth and whine and complain, at least be knowledgeable about maybe the basic things that that of course, and Cam Morton, the offense is going to encounter throughout the year, man. Like, you have to even like basic things, basic stuff like, okay, it's 3rd and 10, where it's like 30 seconds left in the first half, down by 10, haven't had a good first half, but we're just past midfield, 3rd and 10. Maybe we should, in terms of the situation, maybe we got to go get past the sticks, get a field goal, get some momentum going in the second half. Okay, so this defense, opposing defense, hasn't had a bad game. They've been locking the offense up, man. You've been seeing, and even if you've seen, like, okay, like, maybe you don't know specific coverages or anything, but you've seen that maybe the edge rushers having a good game against J.C. Latham or Dan Moore, whatever, man. It doesn't matter. It's just being situationally aware of just specific things so you can take these situations that they're doing in practice so you can at least understand, man. And I feel like a lot of people aren't taking the effort to understand. If you aren't taking the effort to understand, you sound like an idiot. You're literally just rambling, yapping, and just saying whatever at this point.
Correct.
Be at least take an effort to be somewhat knowledgeable. Because if you don't, and you're still just throwing whatever at the wall, throwing eggs at the wall, man, you like an idiot, man. So at least try to be knowledgeable. Man.
At least try to. Like, I mean, that's why we're here. We trying to educate you on at least a little bit about how to be a responsible fan. You know what I'm saying? Because those scenarios are going to pay off. Like now, what I will say with the caveat is that, like right now, this is a really pro Titans take. But next week we practice and play a football game. Thank the Lord. Oh no, not next week.
This week, man.
Yeah, this week. Yeah,
we Saturday night, man.
Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? Also, yeah, we're gonna be streaming. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. We're gonna be streaming, live streaming on the channel, live from the section coming back. Short plug. But yeah, like we're going to know if all of this work that we did comes in. Because yeah, Todd Bowles might throw the kitchen sink at Cam Ward, but if he's seen it already and he says, "Oh, okay," then yeah, it's paying off. And again,
also, even if Cam Ward lights it up in the limited action he might get, we don't know if he's gonna get any action.
Yeah.
But the limited action he might get, you gotta take into account that maybe Todd Bowles is just literally just keeping his best thing close to his vest, man. You have never seen a play caller, offensive defensive play caller, throw the kitchen sink at anybody. Doesn't matter they're a rookie or a veteran in the preseason, man.
None.
Because you know why? We have tape.
Yeah.
We have tape.
You
just go. You can just go back and look at the looks, man, that they put in the preseason. That's why they keep vanilla. They keep stuff as vanilla as possible, man. So that's another thing.
We just seeing, can you backpedal? Can you cover this man on these simple coverages, thing like that? So when I throw some of these stunts and some of these shifting and zone coverages at, you're comparable. But see, in that regard, yeah. So I mean, just a segue, I think he got to get some playing time. I can't see any form of fashion where Cam Ward isn't throwing at least one or two serious. Now, if it was me, I would let Cam Ward play the whole first half. Get that underneath his belt. He's going to be protected. Man, let him get hit once because he might get hit once. But, just protect him. But, yeah, I think so. But, yeah, I think that is. And I'll leave it with this. I'll leave this scenario. I was in the military. I was in the Navy, things like that. You practice. We used to have, quote-unquote, people would call them war games, but not really. Like in boot camp, I went through boot camp. We trained on everything. And at the last thing of boot camp was called battle stations. Battle stations took us through a quick 24-hour scenario of everything that we learned in boot camp. Like, how to save your life, how to float, how to get on a life raft, how to get, here, how to carry a wounded shipmate, how to dog down door, how to firefight, all of that. Guess what we did when I got to the fleet and I was on deployment? We had this thing called battle stations. So battle stations would be a mock drill of what we expected to happen if somebody attacked the ship. Putting on gas masks and things like that. Sitting around waiting for this. The captain would call out these scenarios. So all of this was to prepare us for if and when we saw that scenario. That's all practice is. Practice is literally, and I'll even go as far to say this, and I won't even call it a hot take, but I'll say that all of this, and Cam is at this level where he's getting the kitchen sink thrown at him, is probably a testament to Cam. Is that, hey, we don't have to slow down for him. We can throw all of this at him. He'll comprehend it, and he won't make the same mistake again. Nick Holes has said it. Denard has said it. Callahan said, and I don't care if you're saying, oh, they're just saying it because no. We all heard the report about Brian Callahan ripping into the team for sloppy practice on Sunday, which, to be honest, 6 padded practices in a row. That's a lot, but that's old school football. They ain't got it like that no more. So, but yeah, like at the end of the day, I think I'm looking at this as a positive. I'm gonna be glass half full. I'm gonna be optimistic until Cam Ward shows me that he can't handle it. And right now, I haven't seen that. There's I was listening to a show today. I won't name names, and the people were like, "Oh yeah, is he? I don't. You know what? It's my time. I don't care." PK was talking some foolishness about how Cam, when he first came out, wasn't getting any pub, and he said he wasn't listening to it. And then he came out a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, he's the most overlooked person." Like, is Cam Ward not a human being? Can he not give in response at the particular time. So I thought that was foolishness. But it's things like that, man. It's things like that. It's like I've seen a lot of people try to like. I almost want to say were waiting for this day so they could pop the bubble on people's excitement about this team. Like, man, real fans know we're not going to the Super Bowl. If we go to the Super Bowl, this will be a miraculous season, and we will be on Hard Knocks next year because we will have defied expectations. We know that. But right now, let's look at the positives in there. You could be critical, like TD, Zach, Easton, and them. They're critical. Easton said that Sunday was the first time he saw Cam look young, meaning that missing things, couldn't eat the process. And that's what you expect. He's a rookie. So, yeah, I'm glad that it took him 2 weeks, all through minicamp, all through the first 2 weeks of the NFL training camp, to finally look like a rookie. That means, hey, he might be all right. So, anyway, enough of that. Brian Callahan. Now, if we go back to that tweet, we heard Austin talk about how people were using bad practices as a reason why Brian Callahan was a bad coach. And we have said it. I think I could probably say it for you. We're not blaming last season all on Brian Callahan. Only thing I blame on Brian Callahan, really, just I would say, hey, it's 100% your fault, was NWI not getting involved in the offense way earlier than he did. And he even admitted that. But, you know, I'm still going to say it was a lot of quarterback problem. But what do you feel that Brian Callahan has to do this season to be the coach next year?
I think it's two sides of the same coin. It's not all about what he has to do, it's what the team has to show, man.
Right.
Too many times last year, this team looked not even close to being competitive, man. And it wasn't even a gradual saying, oh, they competed early, but, you know, the lack of talent just gave way in the end. No, there were plenty of times last year where this team just looked extremely flat and non-competitive from the jump, man. Think of a couple games. Lions game, Commanders game. Like, they were Colts game. The Colts at Lucas Oil towards the end of the season, man. I mean, there were plenty of times where this team just didn't look like a professional football. Well, not a professional football team, but a very bad football team. Man. And so there has to be a better sense of urgency when it comes to clicking, and being able to execute early and consistently, man. Because if they do that, I think they can squeak out maybe a couple more wins that they might be projected to have. Simply because, you know, this team is young, but it's talented. And then if the things fall in the right places, they can make things a little bit interesting. If things fall into place, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's just a possibility. But there just has to be more urgency, more energy, more competitiveness. Not only just from, you know, the younger guys that, you know, were only here the first years here last year, but the veteran guys, man. I know that it's not fair to dog on Jeffrey Simmons, and Jeffrey Simmons, he has to be dependent on to bring the energy defensively. Same with Devondre Sweat. Same with those backers. Cody Barton in there. He's a smart guy. He's going to help handle that second inside linebacker spot. The rest of that defense as well. I mean, even offensively, Hooker. I mean, there's just too many leaders on this team. Too many veteran guys that can play good football for this team to just be non-competitive for long stretches of time. And as for Callahan, I think really Callahan, I think there were a lot of times last year where there were so many glimpses of this offense having a pulse and being able to work, Callahan's scheme specifically, but you know, because of the quarterback problem, you know, just hit the fan, man. So it's really just up to Brian Callahan just to make things, you know, a little bit easier, or at least easier for this offense to get into a rhythm early, so there won't be as many lapses and just so many stretches where this offense just looks bad, man. So that's really on Callahan. I mean, I think at least one thing he could do is at least lean a little bit more on the run game, at least try. Because that run game it was needed last year,
Yeah.
especially when Levis was struggling. Man.
Yeah.
We were struggling. I mean, it didn't help that defense just sold out to stop the run, forcing, daring,
Like, make him
daring,
throw. Yeah.
make him throw, man. So,
But the
there
run
has to
game is
be-
why we won the Miami game.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there
Tony
has to be
Pollard.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, just better complementary football for everybody involved, man. That's just
Right.
probably one thing he could do. He could do a lot of other things,
Mm-hmm.
but just better complementary football at least early on, so the offense can probably get into a rhythm. It's quicker than possible.
Yeah, and I agree with a lot of takes of that. I think Brian Callahan, why his seat is warm, because obviously the rumors last year. But I think he's shown that, hey, he's willing to adapt. The things that he was doing last year, he's not doing it. Think about Cole Anderson. When we compare him to Mike Vrabel and Craig Ackerman, it literally took Stonehouse getting absolutely destroyed, like literally injured to the point where I don't think he might have PTSD to this point, because I don't even think Stonehouse got picked up again. I don't know where he's at.
No, he's in Miami now.
Oh, he's in Miami. Yeah. So, it took him getting destroyed before, Mike Vrabel would obviously say, "Hey, we're up." All it took was one season for Craig, for Brian Callahan to say, "Okay, hey, Cole Anderson probably not the best hire. Let me go out and get one of the premier guys over here to come work with the special team." And we got Fossil. So I think, and again, like I said, some of those games, yeah, we were like, you're absolutely right. The Colts game, the Lions game, the freaking what was it?
Commanders.
The Commanders game. Those were all games that were like blowouts. Like, they was just like, outside of Calvin Ridley in that Lions game, that game was just a disaster. Like a disaster from top to bottom in that regards. But there were some games where if we just would have had competent like offensive play, could have probably stole some of them games. I always go back to the first game, the Bears game and the Jets game. Like, if everything happens the same way it is that whole season, everything, but we win that Bears game and that Jets game, we're 5 and freaking whatever. We won 5 games, and it looks like, look, that should change. That Will Levis is probably still here. Brian Callahan is probably not. Rand is probably not gone. Like, all those things. So it's like, again, it's not like you said. It's not on Brian. It's on the entire team. Like, again, you need, like, there are more veterans on defense than there is on offense. But I feel like this is the year Peter Skoronski is going to have to be vocal. Tony Pollard is going to have to be vocal. Calvin Ridley is going to have to be vocal. You're going to have to teach these guys, because we got a young team. Like, we're young quarterback, young right tackle, young
still young left guard, man.
Yeah, still young left guard. So I honestly think if he can hit that 6-game win total, if he can squeak out 7 wins, if somehow, some way this team miraculously just goes on a run, the defense is better than advertised, the offensive line is really, really good, and the run game is outstanding, because they're saying Tajay Spears is looking like,
yeah, he's looked quick.
He's
looked quick, man.
Yeah. So if we could do that, and then we can stay healthy, like Snead comes back and kind of shows us why we paid him all that money. All of that, all those, Hooker becomes the turnover machine. Brownlee is that number CB2. Like, all of these things have to happen. But again, all of those things don't rely on Brian Callahan. It relies on the staff that he's hired for all of them to collectively be there 2026, 2027, going and things like that. So I think, honestly, that's probably that. So, we'll probably revisit this week 4 when we do reaction to the game week 4, because, you got your preseason, and then week 1, 2, and 3. The first quarter of the season kind of shows you who you are. Week 1, we know week 1 is a liar. So, depending on if it's your first week 1, yeah. Like Will Levis came out in that Falcon game, boy, we thought we had it. We were sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. All right, man. So we're gonna keep going on, but before we go, before we keep going, gotta get your merch, man. gotta get your merch. Section240.com/shop. Man, get your merch. The season coming up. You want to rep the channel, rep the team. We got Tough as McNair. Love you. Been a fan since Love You Blue. Man, I got this one right here, the Mount Rushmore. You see it? Mount Rushmore. How many? What's the elevation? 36,050 yards. That's how many yards it is. So Mount Rushmore. You get this.
Yes, sir.
Get this sweater. So get your merch, man. Get your merch. All right, man. So what do we? Now I didn't figure out what we were gonna talk about.
Unofficial. Just touching on unofficial depth chart, man.
Unofficial depth chart, man. Look, that's how you know. I hate my boy Zach. Zach saying, like the leaves turning, it's a sign of fall season. The release of the unofficial depth chart ushers in the football season. That's you need some of that one that baby for that old NFL Network in the frozen tundra of Green Bay. So let's take a look at the Titans unofficial. I thought I had it up. We're gonna look at the Titans unofficial draft depth chart. Jim already posted. What is it? He posted his article about it on Titans.online.com. So let's look at this. Today. All right. So let's look at offensive first. What sticks out to you in the offense as like, oh, I wasn't expecting
that. So looking over, maybe a little bit. Gunnar Helm being tight end too. It's unofficial, of course, but Gunnar Helm's. We talked about this earlier. You know, I believe earlier this month or last month, that Gunnar Helm probably will have a real good chance to be tight end too by the time camp ends, and Josh Wiley could be, on the inside looking out, or the outside looking in, I should say, simply because Conquo and Helm are the two receiving threats. Right. Helm is taller than a Conquo, and he's a nice, good, little bit of a red zone threat as well. So it just makes Wiley a little bit redundant. Maybe the other one, Van Jefferson, but that's not really totally unexpected because this receiving core is still young. It's going to take a lot for Alec Ayomanor to really take away those snaps early on. Van Jefferson is such a veteran; he's been around the block, man. So, Chimere Dike's that backup slot right now to Tyler Lockett, and Xavier Restrepo, man. Xavier Restrepo is behind DK, Mason Kinsey. So of course it's unofficial, and Restrepo just hasn't been getting a lot of snaps with the twos anyways. He's really gonna have to put on a show in preseason to justify him getting a roster spot. But that's
looking good for our boy Restrepo right now. We still hold out hope for Restrepo. We still hold out, but he out there like Mason Kinsey. I think the one surprise to that, I think the Gunnar Helm thing is really, really eye opening. What was the other one that I was looking at? That's really the only one. But the swing tackle, Jalen Duncan. Jalen Duncan is up there right behind, slotted as second team, right behind J.C. Latham, and
he's been having a good camp too, man.
Yeah, man. I know our boy Stoney Keeley is a Juco mania, but man, Jalen Duncan, man, he been looking. I know TD did an article or just like a little short video snippet of him. I think he posted on his Twitter timeline. So y'all follow TD talking to Jalen Duncan. He just saying, man, he just been putting in the work, and that's what's been paying dividends for him. So I think that everything else is it's not shocking. Cameron Ward is number one. Number one. But yeah, I think that's it. Bryce Oliver being that slotted behind Calvin Ridley is kind of expected. Tell me I'm wrong, Trey. Is there a scenario where Van Jefferson, even though we signed him, doesn't make this team simply because
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Ayomanor will have to show leaps and bounds in terms of understanding the offense, just being able, just carrying himself around as a 6-7 year vet, just being extremely comfortable and ready to produce. Like, I don't know if Ayomanor is ready for that yet. So that's why I do expect, at least over the course of the season, Ayomanor to slowly take over Van Jefferson's share of the snaps, man. That's if he gets comfortable enough, but that's my expectation. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, man, is there a scenario where Van Jefferson isn't on the team. But I was like, I couldn't force myself. Like I'll ask Trey when I see him on the pod. But Julius. I think a lot of things I'm gonna be looking at. Like I'm not gonna be looking at starters really get on the live stream. We gonna really be investigating like the Mason Kinsey versus Xavier Restrepo versus James Prochet 2 battle. How does Jackson Slater look? How does how does Kaleo Mullings look? Even though we know he's put the ball on the ground a couple times in practice, is he a better back than Julius Chestnut? Like those back end battles, the depth thing is what I'm looking at. Now let's switch over to defense. Nothing really stands out to me. Defense, James Williams. Yeah. It's at the same time. James Williams, that's about it.
Everything Xavier, Kevin Winston behind Xavier Woods. I think it's a similar situation to A.O. Manor and Van Jefferson, but I think it's going to be a little bit less of a leeway with Xavier Woods because Kevin Winston Jr. been having a good camp as well.
Oh yeah.
And Kevin Winston Jr. and I know Titans fans have heard this so many times, but Kevin Winston Jr. probably would have been a first-round pick if he didn't have the health issues, man.
Without a doubt.
That's a very good football player right there. And Xavier Woods, isn't the type of guy that you just throw out there for the whole season unless you don't have anybody else back there. But Winston could slowly take over Woods' snaps, bro, and just be starting alongside Amani Hooker, man. So that's something exciting to watch.
We may need to do a little deep dive on Kevin Winston because Kevin Winston Jr. reminds me of when we got Jeffrey Simmons. Like Jeffrey Simmons wouldn't have been there had he not had the ACL. He was going top 5 that draft. But he just happened to drop to us at 18, one of the rare John Robinson selections that has paid off for us. But Kevin Winston Jr., that's all they could keep saying when we drafted him. Like, I don't know how Kevin Winston Jr. dropped this far, blah, 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 blah. But he's here. And they said that man, I think Easton says that man, I saw a tweet. Like, there was like 4 or 5 tweets back-to-back with one practice where it says, like, Kevin Winston Jr. likes to hit people. And he likes to hit them hard. Like, Kevin Winston Jr. is the first day I've ever saw. This is my first time ever hearing this, and it's probably happened before. But me just seeing it, a rookie get a rest day because he's for soreness. Usually, they just got to work that out. But he just came off an injury, and he put it laying in the wood like that. Man, I don't know, man. Like you said, he could be we probably got to do a little deep dive into like these contracts to see like how much money did we give up for this person? Like if this person isn't here next year, would it be detrimental? Because it's like I kind of look at Xavier Woods in the same way I looked at as Quandre Diggs last year. Like, oh yeah, he's serviceable, but if he got hurt, it was like, I don't expect him to be here next year. I've been hearing good things about Darrell Baker Jr. Obviously, he's when Snead comes back, Denard already said he's back QB1. I did see a tweet that says because he's on PUP, he just can't do any work. But somebody said that he was doing some work on the side field, so it's not like he's just sitting around. He's been there all camp throughout the OTAs and things like that. So. They said Draymond Jones is doing his thing. Otis Reese being slotted behind Cody Barton. I think he probably gets the nod. Like if Cody, knock on wood, goes down, I think he gets the nod over Cedric just because of tenure. But if that's the case, you probably slot there. I know Gabe Judy Lolly, the University of Tennessee Knoxville volunteer, got a pick this off Cam Ward, so he's there. But yeah, man, there's nothing on the defensive side that makes me say, oh, this is that. So yeah, we gotta have to be basically it's depth. We kind of know that those guys are the starters, right there, and they probably won't play. Like I don't think they're. Maybe James plays. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know how they do defense, but we'll probably figure it out here. But yeah. Special teams. I was okay.
Jaquan Jackson starting kickoff returner. And James Prochet, starting punt returner.
You see my face? See my face for a kickoff return? I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
They want to give him a chance, man. But I don't see much in Jaquan Jackson at this point, anyways. Because as much as his speed, was kind of interesting, in the pre-draft process last spring, man. I don't think it translates that much to the. Maybe I don't know. He just looks like an average, guy with quick feed at the next level, bro.
Hey, and if we want to be honest, when we watched the tape from him from Tulane, did you really see a lot, or were we just so down bad for a kickoff punt returner that would actually move about a few yards that we just
for some speed in general, man. Gosh,
goodness gracious, give me something.
We was starving, man.
Oh, check this out. I heard this on the MCA podcast, and I didn't. This goes back to the first topic that we talked about. Mm-hmm. Joey Sly has been pretty much automatic all camp, but they ran a scenario drill where it was like 10 seconds left in the game or 30 seconds left in the game. Run the special teams off to on the field and see can you kick a 30-yard, and he missed all of them. But again, that goes back to my point. They're trying to find scenarios where this will come up in the game. How do we adapt? Let's fix it now before we go there. And then another thing is, and it's like, I won't call it rapid fire, but just like things that are popping in my head before we wrap this thing up. What was it? I know the NFL refs have been there, and I don't see a lot of people talking about penalty. I know the last practice was real sloppy, so I won't count that, but I haven't seen a lot of penalties like false start. Because some of the beat writers will single out players and be like, oh, it's another false start. Oh, it's another false start for this person. I haven't seen that a lot. Right? So maybe they're working, Brian says, I know what works. I know what we need to fix based off the tape that we have yesterday. Can we fix that so we don't have to deal with that in the game? Because, I don't know how many drives last year where we were like third and 4, 3rd and 5, and then we would get a holding penalty on a play where we had converted or Tony had ran a hard yard, and now it's 3rd and 16 or 3rd and 11, and now we're relying on Will Levis to throw, and then he throws an interception or gets sacked. Yeah, so things like that. So, yeah, that's crazy. But, yeah, man, we play football this week, dog.
Can't wait.
This week. Well, I cannot wait, brother. I can't wait. I got to figure out how I can watch this preseason game. I'm in Florida, so I may have to find alternative means to stream the chat. I think I can find probably NFL Game Pass and watch the game.
Yeah, you can find one, bro.
We'll find something. But yeah, man, I'm interested in these background. Man, I'm interested to see what Xavier Restrepo is going to do. I'm interested to see like Chimray, DK, things like how long do they let Cam play? How long do they let him play? And then just us getting healthy. But I think they don't practice tomorrow. They're off tomorrow, so you can watch the pod all day tomorrow. And then they practice Wednesday. Then Wednesday night they leave for Tampa. Welcome to Tampa Bay. And then they practice Thursday. I think there's a Friday walkthrough. And then the game on Saturday at like 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was trying my best to get out there, but I got another engagement that's going to take me all the way to the other side of like an hour away from where I live, which would be 3 hours away from Tampa. So we're just going to stream. We're going to get our preseason on right here. We're going to get the reps in. We're going to get the chat going, make sure we don't have no technical difficulty. We're going to be streaming on YouTube and Twitter. We're trying to see if we can go live on TikTok. We don't know about that yet. See if we can go live on Facebook, see if I can ram that through. But it's gonna be good. But yeah, man. Say a good conversation, man. Good conversation with my man Tre. We finally got like substantial stuff to talk about, man.
Yes, man. Goodness gracious, bro.
I know it's been a while, man. It's been a while. We was out here struggling for content. Like, man, did you see Cam Ward's cleats? No. We got stuff to talk about. Yeah, somebody asked about Cam Ward's cleats too when we talk about the Nashville media. But you changed your cleats during practice. Is that what you're gonna do? He's like, nah, man. He said, I'm glad we got some red in uniform, so Cam gonna be in all red. So hopefully the first Bridges report is Cam Ward. But that's as we get closer. We getting you can smell it. You smell that? You smell it, Tre?
I smell the grass, man. I smell the grass.
It's football season. All right, man. So make sure y'all appreciate y'all checking in. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to. Hey, man, share this out to your Titans friend, man. Look, this is what we're doing. We got more content coming. We even gonna open up a blog, man. We're gonna have some writing. We got that. I've already worked on a guest. I know. This sounds like the end of that 3-6 Mafia mixtape where they tell you the new album's coming out. I've already talked to 3 guests, so we may have some random recordings, but we're gonna drop them on our normal days, Mondays, Sundays, and Mondays. Depending on the season. But yeah, we already got 3 of them, 3 guests that I think you're going to enjoy, and we lining more up. So, man, make sure you follow us on Twitter, x.com, section _240. Follow Tre at Tre092. Follow me, Bonafide Bro. Follow
Yes,
us on
sir.
TikTok, section_24, all the social media. We appreciate everybody for watching and tuning out. And man, make sure you get your merch. And
Merch.
this time next week, we're gonna be talking about either great outcome for a lot of players, or maybe maybe we do pop
Some negativity.
Some negativity. We don't know, but we're just gonna flip it to a positive. That's what we do as fans. We're gonna flip it to the positive. All right, man. Y'all take it out. Peace.
You're ridiculous, man.